discomfort.
100%. And I would say that your body tells you exactly what you want. And this is something that I've kind of learned to listen to. We talk about listening to our mind and our heart all the time, but our body is so aligned with us in the sense that if I feel something in my bones, that term exists for a reason, right? Because you feel it in your core, in your gut. I have a 5-second rule where I'm like, okay, as soon as I feel something, I hold on to that, because in 5 seconds, my mind's going to start convincing me of otherwise. My mind's going to start convincing me, no, don't leave, because what about money? What about this? What about stability? What about, but you want to be able to afford, a house next year. How are you going to be able to do that? All these little elements of life that come through, the extras that really don't contribute to your core, your mind convinces you otherwise of what your body tells you. So I set a 5-second rule. As soon as I have thought and felt something, I instantly am aware that my mind's going to kick in at any second, and I need to hold that piece. I need to hold that core gut feeling I'm getting. I need to hold on to that. And I would say that a lot of us avoid it. A lot of us ignore it because it's probably the easiest thing to do. And so that kind of discipline has really changed the game for me in decision making and taking these kind of leaps.
Yeah, that's amazing. And often I think the brain is the rational part of the body. We owe a lot to it for keeping us alive, but it does try and give meaning to everything when sometimes it stands on its own enough as it is. And I think the reason that is so good, I love that, just sitting with the thought for 5 seconds and just noticing what that knee-jerk reaction is. Yeah. Because that often is a little bit uncomfortable because it's prompting change, right? But if you actually that's a really good actionable thing people can take and maybe practice. That's a good way to start listening to that inner voice that, when we talk about following your intuition or being more intuitive, I think it comes down to small things like this. My fiance, he used to be a chiropractor and he's had a huge career shift, which is totally random. But in his times being a chiropractor, we used to talk about how the body's language was pain. And I find this really interesting, just in kind of like a tangent of what we're talking about, is it will also send you signals when things are not right, as equally as when you need to make change or do something different. And so what I find really interesting, I don't know if anyone or yourself can resonate with this, but if I'm really stressed or I'm really out of alignment, I will always get the same pain, and it's in my neck. It's always just neck pain. And I always used to think, I'm on the computer too much. But I remember it happening one time when I was on holidays. I got, something happened and I got a bit stressful, and I was like, well, I haven't been on my computer. Yeah. So I now notice that as my body's language. But I think just tuning into little things, whether it is in moments of stress, in moments of change, whether it's a knee-jerk reaction before your mind kicks in, just getting familiar with how you respond to things and what that looks like in your body is so powerful to take control of your own life. So
and that also applies, I've deeply studied this even when it comes to communication. But that also applies to when you meet people. I don't know about you. I don't know if you've ever met in a social situation, you've bumped into new people, you've met them. My body instantly tells me if I am...
The vibe.
Yeah. You can feel the energy. Yep. Am I for that person or am I not? Yep. And usually even when my body tells me they're not my vibe, I still then convince myself, no, it's okay. I start doubting myself rather than doubting the other person. And we need to trust ourselves more. That's what it comes down to. And I think that this is when we start to get into, bad friendships or bad relationships, because we are not following our gut. And that we need to be able to pick up these signs, and that level of self-awareness is really key, I think.
Yeah. And I think one thing that helped me get comfortable with that, because I was a bit but they're not a bad person. I was overcomplicating it. I was like, it's not even about good or bad or that they've done something wrong. It's just alignment.
Yes.
At the end of the day, our energies are just not aligned, and that doesn't mean I need to not like you, or it doesn't mean you have to have done something wrong to me. We're just not aligned.
Yeah.
And I just don't need to give you more than what I have to.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And
that's okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
So fine. I'd love to ask you a bit about finding your voice.